So in this video, we will be discussing Communication Hub. Very powerful tool. It's located up here at the top right. And within here contains the data repository for all of the files, pictures, emails you've sent customers, not their responses unless you copy and paste them back in here. And that's by design. But you have all your forms, again, emails, notes, files. And so if you needed to add a note to this project, you could even specify which area this is in relation to, and you can say that outdoor kitchen we created. We're going to say this really is for the templater, so we're going to make this specific for the templater, although anybody with permission would be able to see this note. Specifically, the templater will as well. And we're going to say there's a 16-inch overhang on the bar top. Now, there's many ways to have communicated that. You could indicate that on the drawing. There's lots of ways, but let's just say we learned this now. You can make this really bright and bold for them. So that will show up on their tablet with a highlight. You can also indicate that it should go on the job packet in case you do end up printing. The Home Depot tab over here, by the way, that's for those that have the Home Depot integration. This actually cues that note to be visible by the Home Depot associates in the Home Depot portal. If it's a secure note, let's say that this is a copy of a signed contract or something specific you don't want just anybody to see, only those with secure permission would see it if you selected that. So I've now added this note. Now I queued this up as a customer drawing. You might have a better description. All of these selections are defined by you, whether it's by your activity types or just a list that you can control. So I'm going to hit save at this point. And here you can see we've added our note. Here it is. It would actually show up on the customer or the templater's field app showing this description. And so we have this note here. If you needed to, if the templater or you needed to filter to just the templater, because we categorize that as the templater's information, you can simply select template here. But because we also categorized it as a type called, what did we put that as? Customer drawing, I think. So that you can also filter by type as well. So multiple ways you can filter to get to what you need. You can filter by area and you can filter by phase as well. And we'll get into phases in later trainings. So also in Communication Hub, you can generate emails. So simply hit compose. And what's really cool here as well, to make this ultra efficient, you can select from a variety of email templates from which you control. And those templates can have images on them, they can have attachments, and those work really well also. So in this case, we're just going to freehand this, and you'll just put whatever you need. And you'll notice that the customer's email address, it would show up here, as well as you're typically copied, and we can adjust that setting as you need to. So if you don't want that, you can either delete it or we can adjust the initial setting. Also, you want to make sure your subject line is right. It does default in the customer or the project name. So you've added this. Again, you can adjust the formatting, bold, underline, etc., to make this really stand out the way you need it to. And when you hit send, it would generate that to your customer. You will get a confirmation as to whether or not that email was sent successfully. In this case, I don't have email set up through our demo version, and so I'm going to get a failed sign here in 30 seconds or so. So just be aware, you will have that confirmation it was sent successfully. The successful sends go through right away. If it's lagging like mine did here, it's because it likely is not going to go through. So this would be your confirmation that it was sent. So these emails, once sent successfully, will show up in your sent file, in your Outlook or Gmail, whatever tool you use. So it does show up there in addition to being logged in Stoneapp. So if that was successful, that email would show up here as an email that was sent to the customer. You also have the ability to view forms, and your templater or installer can have forms that the customer uses on site. And the customer can even sign to advise that they agree with whatever you're asking them to agree with. So in this case, you have this recognition that this form was signed. You can edit it, you can download it, you can email it to somebody. If you hit the edit button, you'll see that it was signed and it is completed. So next, going back into Communication Hub, we're going to look at files. Now in this case, we have this payment link because we had in a previous demo had sent out its link for the customer. But you can also upload, and I could do that during notes as well. Your templater or installer can do that from their field app as well. So it's a great place to have those types of files. You can also categorize those files. Under the notes, I'm going to add a new note, and I'm going to just select a picture or two. So I'm going to grab a couple pictures here, add them, and you could add more than one at a time. So let's just take some of these icons, we'll load them up, and now you've got those. Again, you can mark these categories here if needed to preserve them for only specific individuals. I'm not going to categorize them here this time. I'm just going to hit save, and now when I go to my files, and I can select either by just the files, or I could select this and it will show me all images. Now when I select an image and open that, I can simply quickly navigate to the image I'm looking for. So very helpful for your programmers as they're sorting through your template files. So really, that's it in terms of the Communication Hub. But very powerful tool. Everything is ordered in chronological order with the most recent on top. Again, you can sort using any of these or any of this functionality here as well. And just a quick recap, your signed forms or any forms will be here under the Forms tab. Your files will be here, and you can further specify between pictures or regular files. You can see all your emails here, and they also show up here under notes. And by the way, any notes placed on an activity also show up here, once again, in that chronological order. So next up for our implementation videos is how to print your quotes, and there's a variety of ways to do that.